Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome into the Spiced Up Sports Zone. I am Ben Spicer. We are bringing you the best in local sports coverage here on Cool TV, and I'm joined by a special guest talking 16th Region girls basketball, specifically Greenup County girls basketball, and we welcome in head coach Paul Miller now. Paul, how you doing?
Doing very well, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. It's third season now at Greenup County, I believe, right?
It is. It seems like it's been longer, but I've enjoyed myself. This is my third year.
Yeah, and I'm excited to be back in the area, getting to see you all play. I've gotten to cover several of your games now, starting with Ashland, a hard-fought game on the road against Ashland, and then I saw you guys a couple nights ago against Powell County. We'll talk about that game coming up, but before we get started, I'm kind of curious just to talk about your coaching background and kind of how you found your way there at Greenup County.
You know, I started doing a long time ago. I started doing AAU, and of course, I had twins, and I had girls at that. So I had to figure out, hey, without any boys, I got to get into girls basketball here. So that kind of started me off, and I did AAU for 14 years probably, and I have the Bluegrass Ballers. I still do it to this day. Now I got another daughter, Avery, that's 10. And we just started that last year, so I can't get away from AAU, but that's how I started. And then I went to Ashland with Bill for a while, and I did the assistant gig there with Bill and really enjoyed it, and got to really get inside of what high school basketball girls is like, and enjoyed that there. And then the opportunity came when Jade had graduated, and and God just kind of started talking to me a little bit, said, what do you want to do now? And then the phone call came from Greenup, and I thought, it's perfect timing. So let's try this.
We'll circle back around to Greenup County here in just a moment, but I'm kind of curious to get your thoughts about AAU basketball, specifically in this area. You've been around for about a decade and a half, you said, in AAU basketball. How has it kind of grown, particularly on the girls' side, for our area?
To me, the AAU circuit is a great thing. Some people don't enjoy what that brings, but I just know what that's done. It's in particular, if you remember the A-Rob days, the Mikasa days, they seem like they were the first people that really brought AAU out, and it just kind of started flourishing, and girls started playing more of AAU, and the basketball got better and better. And now, I tell my kids all the time, if you're not willing to play year round, and right or wrong, it's hard. It's hard to be competitive with people that are playing literally all year long. So I'm a big advocate of AAU.
All right. Well, you talked about AAU a little bit there. We're going to talk about your program coming up here in just a moment after this short break right here on the Spiced Up Sports Zone.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Welcome back in, Spiced Up Sports Zone, joined by Greenup County girls head coach Paul Miller. Coach, big game coming up on Saturday on your home floor against Rowan County, but let's talk about how you got there first. A win over Powell County. Now, you guys were going up against a girl, the Cottle girl, who had scored 44 points against Estill County in their game prior to playing you all. I think you held her under 20. What was kind of the defensive mentality going into that game, knowing her capabilities?
Yeah, I didn't know much about her. I watched some film of the game against Estill, and then I'd started diving into her stats, and I was like, wow, this kid can really score the ball. So, I just went back to the team, and I said, hey, if this is ever a team that you have to focus on defensively with this person, you do. And I said, I challenged Emily. We ran a lot of man, but Emily did a really good job with her length on her, and we played some junk stuff, and we tried to take it out of her hands all night long. And I think we did a really good job on the focus end. And up to the very end, she scored a couple layups there late. I think we had her at 14. So we did a great job on her, and it helped a lot.
You mentioned Emily Maynard. I got the chance to speak with you prior to the start of the season, and you were really keen on her and on her development. Now she's getting the chance to continue her career now at Shawnee State, but so vital to your team alongside Rachel Bush, especially for you coming in as a new coach, just seeing her growth over the last 3 years. What has she meant to your team?
Those two kids, they bought in from day one. They listened to what I was talking about at AAU. They signed up that year. That's the first year they ever played when I got there. And they start putting in the time, and not only on the AAU circuit, they were in a gym shooting or skill set, and they're just super kids. And I tell everybody all the time, they're a 1-2 punch that I wouldn't want to coach against. I can tell you that. They're really putting up state level statistics, and we're just super proud of them.
Looking at two of your younger players, Kennedy Spencer and Daria Crum, I know they were vital to how far your team could go, and they've had to grow up fast, but I think they've done a good job of maturing over these last couple weeks.
They have. I'm excited for those two. I've watched them play in the middle school ranks, and I knew of those kids when I got there, and I could see what they could bring to our program. And it's not easy to come in, and I lost my whole backcourt last year. So, this summer I came to them and I said, hey, you're it. So be ready. Let's go. And they did a great job this summer against some super talented teams. We played Sacred Heart, and we played Ryle, we played Corbin, we played Owsley, all really good competition, and they got baptized by fire, but they're really coming along, really doing well.
Another girl that really impressed me, particularly on Wednesday, was Katie Schaefer. I know you mentioned she's a player who does the little things, but she's found a way to get in that scorebook as well.
That's it. Katie, to us, Katie is one of our quarterbacks defensively. She never stops talking. She understands my theory on defense and what has to happen. And, it's great to have a player like Katie, not the quickest, and she understands that, but she understands what it takes to be a good defensive player when you're not quick. And so more importantly, she uses her mouth to help us locate people and be at the right spot. So she's doing a good job. She's not only playing good defense, she's shooting the ball well. I'm trying to get Katie to shoot more balls. She put up 3 in a game, and I tell her, I say, honey, your percentages is as good as anybody. We got to get you shooting the ball.
Now, when you come and inherit a program like Greenup County, we mentioned the Rachel Bushes, the Emily Maynards. How important is it to have not only girls like that, but girls like Katie Schaefer who buy in and give their all and give 100% day in and day out?
With me, I'm a role coach. I think everybody in basketball has a particular role. You might not be the superstar shooting 20 balls in a game, or you might not be that person, but there is a place for everybody that wants to work. And I preach that from day one. And I think what you just said, Ben, I think you have to make sure that every kid has something that they can hang their hat on. And when they do buy in and when that chemistry gets going, that's where you get elite teams.
Now, we talked a little bit about Rachel Bush. I wanted to bring her up again because one thing that you were high on and speaking with you in the preseason was her weightlifting and her toughness. How has that elevated her game into what we see now from Rachel Bush?
Yeah, Rachel, she's that old school vibe. I mean, she reminds me so much of like a Larry Bird type player, and she has the length, but she can shoot the ball. She can extend you out as a three. She passes well. But one of the main things she didn't have is strength. When I got there, these girls didn't know what weights were. They didn't understand how hard that has to be as part of your game. And we really got busy in the weight room, and they didn't like it, Ben. I'll be honest with you, they didn't like it, but they understand now when they take those bumps or when they get in that middle, and certainly when they go to college, they're going to need to be stronger. So they bought into that aspect as well, and it's helped. It's absolutely shooting wise. The strength that they have to be able to extend that distance it's really something to see in practice. You should see how far they can shoot out.
You mentioned old school Larry Bird. You guys kind of have an 80s Celtics feel with those warm-up pants in the pregame. I like those. Did you come up with that, or who came up with that?
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. I mean, I'll tell you how this happened. The last year coach for the boys bought those. This year, boys did not like them. So we were standing there in pictures and going to take our pictures for the beginning of the season. The girl said, "Oh, we'd love to have those pants." So they all tried them on. They fell in love with them. I looked at them. I actually loved the pants. So I said, "Let's go with them, man. Let's do this."
I like them too.
And I didn't really understand the history, but I heard, and you might know this, but Greenup County in the past had those pants. That was their thing. So I really enjoyed the pants. Some people like them, some people don't. But hey, I tell them, if you play hard, I don't care what you wear.
I love it, Coach. We're going to take one more break, and we'll come back and talk about what's coming up this weekend for the Greenup County girls basketball team here on Spice Up Sports Zone.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Welcome back in. Final segment of Spiced Up Sports Zone here with Greenup County head coach Paul Miller. Coach, a big game coming up, to say the least, this weekend against Rowan County. You guys have really challenged yourself with a tough schedule. How do you think that's prepared you for the big stage, the bright lights, in a game like this?
Yeah, I think it has. I mean, we've been on the verge of getting that signature win. Ashland, we really battled them hard and had a chance to win that game. And we played, like I said, a lot of people this summer, and I really do think all the schedule that I put these kids in front of purposely is prepared them well for these things like this. And I tell them, hey, you belong there. You belong to play against people like this. And Matt's got a super team. It's going to be a great challenge, but I think my kids are not scared, and that's the difference in now versus when I got there. They believe in themselves a little now, so it's a lot easier for us.
We got the chance to see Rowan County last night. I know you guys were there. The whole team was there scouting. What did you see from the Vikings that maybe concerns you, and maybe areas that you guys can attack?
Well, it's Haven. You got to start with Haven. Haven is, she's one of those players that as an opposing coach you don't want to see. But she has so much talent, quickness. But the good thing that Matt's done with that team and watching film and being able to appreciate what they do is those kids are tough. They just play hard, and not just Haven. I mean, that whole crew just buys into toughness. And then you got Chandler, that plays like I wouldn't want to play against her. She's a really hard-nosed type kid. And so they make it really hard on you on the defensive end when they get after it. But their press is good. And they're just they're top-level team. I tell them, hey, I told our kids the other day, this is a top-level team, top 3 team, in my opinion. So, we can't – this is going to be good for us down the road, and we welcome it.
Sectional championship, I believe you guys win. You go to Owensboro, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to Matt the other day before his game at Fleming, and we were talking about. He said that this year is the first year outside of himself that anybody's ever played in the 2A. He said that I think that this is the first year that Boyd's in it. We're in it. Lawrence. I mean, several people got in it this year that was not in the past, and he said, we've been there last 3 years. It's a great tournament, and we've had a great time. And I looked at him, and I said, hey, you should let us win this year. We need a little experience for that, Matt. Why don't you just let us do that? So we laughed about that. But it's going to be, it'll be great if we could do that for sure.
What would knocking off Rowan County, getting that chance to go to Owensboro, compete at the state level, mean for Greenup County's program?
Just so much. I mean, the work that these kids put in, my coaches have put in, to be able to experience something of that magnitude would take our program to another level. There's no question it would. Our kids, I tell them, our goal is to get the regional. Some people are saying, hey, we want to get to the state tournament. We want to win the state tournament. Our goal is simple. We want to get to the regional tournament, then see what happens. But this is kind of a precursor of what that could be like. I told them the other day, when you beat Powell County, it's like the district. You've won a game in the district. Now you have a chance to play in the championship, and we're kind of looking at it in that terms. So this is our championship.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you guys on Saturday. We appreciate you joining us here on the show, and we look forward to talking to you later on this season.
Appreciate you, Ben. Thank you.
All right, that is Greenup County girls coach Paul Miller, and a big thanks to everyone tuning in to another episode of Spiced Up Sports Zone here on Cool TV.